They call this garlic walk. You can probably see why. The whole green side of either side of the path is wild garlic. It's in abundance here in Shropshire. I really like it sort of May, April time when the garlic comes out and everybody all of a sudden is a forager. Wild garlic pesto is going crazy on everybody's feeds on Instagram. But we're going to do something slightly different with it today because we're actually going to use it to steam some fish, which is something I've had in my head that I wanted to do for a long time. Obviously I've got to wait for the season to come round. Season's here. It's a beautiful day today. So I'm going to pick an absolute ton of this stuff and it isn't going to damage the amount that's here. As you can see, wherever there's lime in the soil, it grows like a carpet and there's tons of it here. So we're going to grab a couple of baskets full, get back up to the fire and get cooking some fish. Make sure you don't pull up the root balls. I'm just going to snap off the leaves at the base because then it'll come back next year. You pull up the roots, it's never coming back. Right, so this is my friend Leah and she's made a really, really important point. Even foraging wild garlic, which is really obvious to a lot of people, there are some things you need to avoid that grow amongst it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we've got something here which is called dog's mercury, and although that's not necessarily going to kill you, it can cause some gastric upset, and you can see it's just growing in and amongst all the wild garlic. So if you're not careful about how you're picking and you accidentally just take a whole handful, too much of it could cause you a bit of an upset tummy.
Here's something else that's sort of camouflaged amongst this bed of wild garlic. What's this one there?
Lords and ladies, and this is one you don't want to eat because it's been likened to eating paper cuts. So they contain something called calcium oxalate, and that basically crystallises when it touches your tongue. So yeah, you don't really, it causes inflammation in the mouth. It's not very nice at all.
So we'll avoid that one. So just, if you are out there picking your wild garlic, just look at what you're picking. When you get back home, go back through it again and make sure that you haven't picked up any of these nasties. And so we've got our amazing wild garlic picked. Here's my crazy idea. We're going to take these fish. So I've got a couple of just sea bream here and a gurnard as well. And we're going to basically, first of all, start by just stuffing the cavity as much as we can with some wild garlic, salt, load in the meter probe. So as always, we're going to go into the thickest part of the fish, which is right down this kind of spinal cord. It's quite a tough one, this. So that one is gone in right there. We're going to also slide one right along the top here of one of the bream. And this should give us a good indication of when we can take them out. So we're going to go in with fish. We're just going to go for other, I think 65 is probably where we want to aim for. So we're going to start the cook on that one. Okay, and then go back out and start with this one, which is fish. Other 65, start. Cool. Right, so we've got our smouldering fire here. I'm just going to tap that to one side. I'm just going to use a load of this as a protective bed, get all over that fire. And then on with the fish. Look at the smoke that that's generating. There. And then the final one with the probes here. Gonna have to keep this dog away. All right, and then more wild garlic. Oh, I can pack the wild garlic around them. Okay, so in between them, so they're not going to fall over. But that's going to kind of protect them. It's going to steam them. It's going to provide flavour. Even if this fire goes out completely, I'm confident there's going to be enough heat in them that's going to make this work. All right, and that's it. I'm going to leave it like that. Keep an eye on the meters. And when they're done, dig them out and finish them off with a little cheeky treat that I've got lined up. 4 minutes remaining on the one, 14 on the other. Happy days. It's working, I'm sure it's working. It smells like fish, smells like kind of burning garlic, but I reckon it's gonna be good. The gurnard needs to continue cooking because, as I said before, it's a bit bigger, but we're gonna just gently pull away. In fact, I'm going to pack it on top of that gurnard. Just pull it off, pull away this wild garlic. You can see, oh yeah, I can feel how tender that is just touching it. Perfectly steamed fish emerging from the ashes, as it were. I think that's going to fall apart if I'm not careful. Oh, You can see that is perfectly steamed. Whoa, look at that. It's like, I'm going to struggle to get that out of there. Literally, I've lost the tail. That bad boy's cooked. So this is going to lend itself perfectly to what's coming next. And we've got some chilli, some ginger and some garlic. And I put the ladle in there, firstly because that was going to, if I put it in cold, it's going to reduce the temperature of that oil. But secondly, I'm able to drop this chilli, ginger and garlic right in where I want it. Give it just a few seconds of infusion, just to crisp it up. And then just pour it all over the skin. Crisp that skin up beautifully. Look at that. Look at those crispy ginger. This is what they do out in Asia a lot. I'm just going to finish these now with some charred lime, some acidity, and a bit of soy sauce for some salt, just a bit of seasoning. And that's partly why we slit the skin. This is going to get into all those nooks and crannies. Experiment over. Might not be the prettiest dish in the world, but by God am I ready to try this. Look at that. It's literally falling apart. Come and have a look at this. You like fish?
Yeah.
You want a fork? There you go. That's cooked perfectly, right?
Yeah, it looks nice. That's really good.
Amazing, right? Getting a little bit of smoke. Exactly. The garlic comes through. The soy, ginger, chili. Wow. Beautiful, flaky white fish. Oh. I'm Adam Pennell, Shropshire Lad. Hope you've enjoyed what we've done today. If you do, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. And I'd love to know, if you give this a go, how you get on. Cheers.